Okay, so this is David Castillo. Still, hopefully you've seen the first one if you're watching the second part of the video. Um, as I was saying at the end of the first clip of the video, I decided to go with a little bit of see earth tones. You can see I'm putting in right there to go with my warm colors because I just didn't want too much. I just wanted to switch it up and also just to fade right the edge of the nose right there to kind of blend the earth tones into the warm tones right there. Looks like I'm just going along the edge of the nose now so I don't lose it. Making sure that it's nice and dominant, kind of like I said with the eyes and the bottom of the nose. I just want to make sure that it's there after. Just make sure that I don't lose my value really. Yeah, so you can see there I'm just pretty much lining out that nose and adding in a little bit of warmth on it. Now I'm going to be going into the cheek now. Um, you can see I'm going to start off really dark. And then I'm going to just fade it out a little bit slowly. Sometimes if I like the color that's there and I want to fade off of it a little bit, I might leave it and just work into it with another color. If I feel like I want to change it more dominantly, I'll just wipe it off so I'm not even dealing with it. Just shaping out this cheek. Like I said, sometimes I'll just kind of layer just to make sure that saturated and consistent and smooth. So sometimes I'll put in that lighter color just to work back over it with the darker color, just to make sure that it's smoother, maybe sometimes vice versa. So you can see I'm adding a little bit of warmth in, just real subtly, making sure I'm mixing them too. Then going right along the edge to the darker parts of that face, just trying to make sure I got the value in there. And don't be afraid to over exaggerate it. The picture that I got this from off the internet. I think it was just a Google image. It was fairly neutral and lifeless, really. I just wanted to really just bring it to life and make it real. Just make it pop. Just wanted my customer to like it. I wanted to like the way it was done, and I wanted, hopefully some of you to like it. So hopefully you do. And you can see I'm still working in. A lot of it might seem, pink or whatever. It's probably just like a deep red and like a peach mixed, and then mixing in slowly more peach so that way they go together nice and smooth. Something like that, maybe like a Georgia peach or something. Yeah, some people, they really don't like rotaries or whatever. But I love my Hawk because, it's nice having the disposable needles right in the cartridge and everything. They switch fast. They're a little bit more expensive, but I like to use it because it makes things a little bit easier for me, a little bit cleaner. You get that nice bright color without really having to use a actual disposable tube, because I'm sure how many people that are watching this know they could be kind of a pain. And I don't like them personally. I know lots of great artists use them. I just prefer not to use them. But this Hawk, for me, it works really well. So, if you get a chance to use one and you like it, then I'd say pick it up. It's pretty awesome. I really like my Stigma as well. I just like the consistency of rotary. You see right there was a pretty big gap. I really didn't feel like there was anything special about that. You can see I have some more earth tones on the right side of the face. You know, obviously, probably just, you know, some flesh tone, um, some flesh pot maybe, kind of mixed in the center, um, with maybe some peach just to kind of mix all the tones together and make sure it's nice and smooth. Um, and then the hair is just pretty much same thing as, you know, what I was doing on the beard. I just have like a rusty brown or something, and like the army green, something along those lines. And just going through it, you know, following the pattern. Pretty basic stuff right there. Not nearly as complicated, obviously, as, you know, blending flesh tones smoothly but still holding value. Obviously, that's a bit more complicated than following a pattern of hair. So I decided, you know, it'd be best to kind of clip out a little bit of that, so that way, you know, there's not too much of the same thing, and, you know, make sure this isn't too long. Make it as short as possible, really. You can see, like, if you notice, like, I'm missing anything, you know, I'll get to it at the end. You know, I'm just trying to kind of move along here. Pretty sure by this time, customer is already a little bit sore. We want to kind of move through. I think we're spraying a little bit of Bactine, maybe applying a little bit of lidocaine to the surface of the skin, just to kind of make sure that, you know, he's, just make sure he's okay, really, because I think he was getting pretty sore. I think by this point we were already about 4 hours into the tattoo. So, you know, he's getting a little bit sore now in the sternum right there, so. And I'm sure if you saw the beginning of the video where, you know, you see nothing but just deep red, probably wondering what the heck I was doing. You can kind of see it kind of holding its value a little bit now, and it's actually starting to come to life a little bit. So, you know, we're getting there. We just need to, you know, keep at it. Just be patient with it, and don't rush it. You know, just make sure it looks right. You know, and, you know, if you can't crank it out in one shot, you know, it's all right to, you know, just give it a second session. You don't have to just try to smash it out. You don't want to do anything you're gonna regret. You don't want to make your customer unhappy, and you don't want a piece that isn't gonna represent you as an artist. You know, if you know, I'm sure I don't have to explain this to any of you actually. So, you know, just make it look good. You know, take your time. That's what counts. You know, and all the while I'm doing this tattoo, I'm just wondering, you know, how I'm gonna make a unique color that's going to look different. I don't want it to look like everything else. I want it to look like, you know, like something impressive. Hopefully I accomplish that goal. Hopefully all you watching this video appreciate it and like it. Hopefully it inspires you a little bit, possibly even helps you, you know, seeing it step by step maybe. You know, and it'd be nice to get some feedback from some fellow artists. There's a lot of artists out there that I respect, and, you know, it'd be nice to get a little bit of feedback. And all this is pretty much just same stuff, just on repeat, filling in here. I know it can be pretty exciting. You know, always try your best not to rush it if possible. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's still, you know, your own art piece, and your customer's piece. So yeah, we're just trying to finish this up. Like I said before, he's getting tired. You know, I'm still not rushing it. Just trying to give him a little bit of breaks for some Bactine and lidocaine. Still trying to make sure it looks good. Trying to finish up some of these darker tones. You can see I'm going to a much lighter brown now. I think it was one of the lighter browns from the new intense earth tone set. I thought it looked pretty cool, so you know, I thought I'd try it out on this piece. I thought it would match the green tones really well without me having to mix that any green into it. You know, and I think a big part of you'll see the finished product of this. I think a big part of what brings it to life is not only the warmth, but the green tones, in the beard, in the hair, from the army green. I think it brings a real nice depth to it without it being too dark. I think it's a real lively kind of look to it, that I was just extremely happy with. So, if you could ever try it on something, maybe try it with colored pencil first, and then, maybe some Prismacolors, and just, see how it goes. Um, you know, Maybe a little bit faster. You could do something in crayon in 2 minutes, because crayon's always fast for a nice quick concept. A little bit faster than Prismacolors. Prismacolors, it takes a little bit longer. You have to press a little bit harder. Crayons, you could just mess around real quick. But if you feel crayons are below you, go ahead and use Prismacolors. I completely understand. Some people don't like to use them out of just principle. I personally think they're kind of fast and fun sometimes, just to kind of mess around with. Um, but maybe you don't have kids and you don't like messing around with them. So um, I'm just going through here, texturing a little bit, getting the flow of the hair correct. Just throwing in some of that medium brown. Now you can see I put quite a bit of time in the hair, but at the same time, not too much time compared to how long this full tattoo took. I think it took us about 6 hours to complete this tattoo. Pretty close anyway, close enough to 6 hours. Might have been 5 something, but it definitely takes time. You just have to be patient with it. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Once you make a decision on something, don't switch it up. Otherwise, it's not going to match. Just go with it. And also, if you never have done this on paper, it's probably not a good idea to attempt it. I'd always recommend mastering or attempting to, or getting as close to on paper, before you start a tattoo. At least begin to understand what you're doing and why you're putting each color where you don't understand the why, then there's really no point in attempting it. It probably won't come out right. So just try to understand what you're doing first, and don't give up. Just be patient. Okay, you can see now I'm putting in some white. Most people probably wouldn't do the white in the eyes as solid as I did, but like I said before, I wanted them to really hold their value and be bright. You see in the lip as well, it's really hard to see the detail of the texture of the lip, and some of it I'm putting in pretty loose, like the nose is just real loose. I'm not packing the white in over that, I'm just kind of lightening up a little bit. And then now I'm just doing final touch-ups with this and that, whatever I needed to mix white into, because I tried to keep my white clean so I could use most of the solid white fresh, clean, without being muddy. You could pour a new cap if you want. I just decided to save it for the end. I think the only thing I really dipped into white this entire time was some of the flesh tone, just to kind of lighten it up on some of the lighter areas, before I actually went into the white. And just adding a little bit here and there in the hair, just to kind of add a little bit of extra value. And you see it's about to come to its conclusion. Getting pretty close here, starting to wipe it up, and you'll see the finished product.